guys, this is a video going over some of the Latic structures that we use every day in second grade. This video includes scaffolds, small group mini lessons, timers, and activity lists. So the first thing we're going to go over is what is an activity list? So an activity lists are filled with differentiated opportunities to learn for the students. The students can select learning activities to build understanding of content in the way that they choose. So they can build this understanding through text, video, website, hands-on activities, and more. Those activities might include a video filmed by a teacher, kind of like I'm doing right now, or activities that can be done in a partner, a group, or independently. So lots of different choices on how they can learn best. They hold the content within them, but they give each learner the opportunity to choose how they want to learn it, which is why I love Latic so much. So I'm going to go ahead and give you an example of what an activity list looks like. Now, this activity list was actually used at the end of last year. Okay, so these are almost third graders seeing an activity list. When they come in the first few weeks of school, first few months of school, it does not look like this. We slowly build in everything that they're going to eventually use by the end of the year. Okay, so over here is our activity list, and you can see that there are for each content area. So this top one right here says text features. Okay, so they would have 3 different choices, sometimes 4, on how they would like to learn that material, text features. Okay, so if a child would like to go on Nearpod more and they feel like they learn the best through maybe on Nearpod, the teacher is normally in a bubble doing the teaching. They have some questions to go through, and then an activity maybe in their notebook after that. If that's how they feel that they learn the content the best, they can choose that. If they feel like, I already know how to do text features, I know what it is, I just want to practice it maybe one more time, maybe they'll choose this middle activity. And if they're feeling super extra confident, this is to really push that last column, is to really push the students who are really already above level and help them grow as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the reading block and what that looks like too. So first we have a little benchmark lesson. So I would, for example, get them excited about figurative language. Okay, so I would kind of teach for 10 minutes, get them excited, get them engaged, get them really pumped to go and then do some more deep diving into figurative language on their own. Okay, then they have that independent time. Okay, and during that independent time, they have made their choice on how they want to deep dive more into figurative language. Okay, they've got their 3 choices. Again, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 2, depends on the day, but they do get choice every single day. So they've made their choice on how they want to deep dive more. We've already gone over figurative language, but they're deep diving more into it on their own or with a group or a partner. Okay, and during this time is when the teacher is having small group mini lessons. Okay, she knows maybe she needs to grab 5 students because she saw, oh, you know what, I think they need some one-on-one time with me. Or maybe it's just a skill from the other day that needs to be gone over. So small groups are going on during that time. And then the teacher is also walking around facilitating, asking questions about figurative language to the rest of the class, just to kind of gauge where each student is. I'm going to go a little bit more into all of that. And then when a timer goes off, we go into benchmark discussion. Benchmark discussion is when we kind of debrief about the lesson, and then the students will have an exit ticket of sorts to show the teacher how much they learned during that time. Okay, so here is something else that they can work on. It's not just that one choice, or they would get through that very quickly. During that independent time, after they finish that first choice on figurative language, you'll keep going on that example, they would then move into their reading superhero activity list. Okay, so this kind of looks the same every single week, different activities. Okay, lots of different choice in here. Okay, so they can choose what they want to do during that independent time. It's all about the student becoming responsible for their own learning. Okay, and truly they do. They know what they have to get done by the end of the week. And I see just such a change where they feel like they can really choose what they're feeling to do that day. So they feel more engaged and there's more of a want to learn for them and a want to do these activities because they have that choice. They don't feel forced. So they can choose whatever they want to do for that day. And then there's that box at the end. And when they're done, they can check it off. I have the reading activity choices also posted up on my whiteboard, so that they can see kind of visually what their choices are, as well in a different way than the reading superhero activity list that they have in front of them. So again, just lots of different choices and things for them to see what they need to get done for the week. So this is the resource table where they will find all of their reading superhero activity for this week, for the week. And then also in the resource table area, they have timers. So I zoomed in a little bit on the activity list, and this is one of my favorite parts of the activity list because this is what really keeps them on task. They're allowed to grab a timer, and each activity has a set amount of time that they should use to complete that activity for the day. If it takes them a little bit longer, then they can just pick up on that activity the next day. So say Jimmy chose to do a vocab assignment and he sees that it is 10 minutes long. He grabs the timer, he grabs the vocab assignment, he goes to his seat, and then he sets the timer and he starts. And when it goes off, he can go right into the next activity. And I truly did see, once I started using the timers, a lot of students were more engaged. They were using in other videos, you'll hear expert board or help board, and that's where they can write their name and other friends can help them, or the teacher can help them if they need help, or if they're feeling real good about an activity, they can write Jimmy vocab. He feels really good about that, so everybody can look at him and go to him if they need help on the vocab activity. So that's a little bit more about the resource table. Resource table is where they're getting all their stuff. If you ever hear that when they come home, and timers is really keeping them on track during that independent time. Okay. And again, during that independent time, that is when the teacher is teaching a small group mini lesson. Okay. Normally in my class, I get to at least one, unless we're doing testing or something like that. My goal this year is to get to 2 small group mini lessons and facilitate. So you can either, let's see if I can. The little card behind my bubble says you are invited. So you can't see that, but I either invite students who I know and I have seen need to be in that small group mini lesson and they need that extra work, or sometimes I just open up the small group mini lesson and I'll say it's free sign up, and then 6 friends can write their name on the small group mini lesson board. Again, that choice, they want to be with me, so they get that choice too. Okay, I want to do my learning with Miss Morrill. And not everyone runs up there to do that. A lot of them want to do it with a partner independently. But I do see quite a few want to sign up for a small group mini lesson, all about choice. So I can invite, they can sign up. And again, that's while the rest of the class is doing independent learning. So another thing that a teacher is doing during independent learning is walking around with a facilitation grid. Okay, these are the standards that we are trying to reach by the end of the week, or have them learn by the end of the week. So all the students' names are on here, and we're just walking around asking questions about the activity they're on and seeing if kind of like a check plus, check minus, how they're doing. And that can kind of base our next day's small group mini lessons and who needs that extra instruction as we're walking around and they're doing their choice work. This is kind of how their first week's activity list will look like. Um, they usually get about 1 to 2 weeks worth all together, but in the beginning of the year, they're going to be getting 1 day's worth and we'll be doing it all together. So we'll complete all together each day, have them turn it in, and grab a new one every morning to kind of get into that routine of an activity list. So slowly, by adding in all these structures, we have personally seen an amazing outcome in the classroom cultures and environments. With more choice, students are more excited to learn and more excited to come to class every single day. I'm happy that you got to hear some of these terms like small group mini lessons, activity list, resource table, timers, and if ever you have any question about something your child has said when you come home, please just reach out to any of the teachers and we'd be happy to explain it to you. Thank you so much.